Intelligence has come to Albany. A Queens Assemblyman has asked AI to come up with some ideas for housing legislation, and Auto GPT pretty much did. Clyde Vannell, who chairs the Assembly Subcommittee on Internet and New Technology, joins us tonight to talk about the first AI written bill in New York State, as far as we know, and the implications of AI on public policy. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Excited to be here.
Yeah, so tell us, this is an intellectual exercise. You decided that you wanted to see if AI could write a bill, and it did. Tell us about it.
So, Susan, part of what we have to figure out is we have to figure out and make sure that New Yorkers are prepared for tomorrow. We actually passed a bill this year called the AI Robotics and Automation Task Force to figure out how we should deal with a lot of these issues in the future when it comes to housing, when it comes to these robots or these algorithms discriminating, when it comes to how to use this in the workplace. And then we have to figure out how to use this for labor. And we were concerned of, are these technologies replacing, low-skilled, low-skilled workforce? And are they replacing low-skilled workers? And can they replace me? So Susan, I said, hey, can this technology write a bill? And I was surprised at its performance given today.
Right. So it did write a bill, but you needed to put a little Clyde Vannell in there.
Yes. So you need to, now it can't just go and think on its own or do stuff on its own, right? So I needed to put in, I had to put in goals and help it with its tasks. And then it was able to come up with it. And I was able to ask it a broad goal. I said, what can you find a gap in New York State law and write a bill and a memo to address the gap in the law?
And it did. And basically, it was a very simple bill. It said, it should be in statute that tenants are allowed to request their lease twice a year.
Correct.
Okay, and that's what the bill does.
That's what the bill does. Yeah.
There was a lot of pushback on this from housing advocates, though. Why?
Keep in mind, any bill when it comes to housing, you're going to get a lot of pushback or what have you.
Our third rail.
And that's right. And what's really important is that, and folks are concerned that bills should be coming from me or bills should be coming from my constituents.
Not AI.
Not AI. But bills can, if I find great ideas, a great idea can come from anywhere, right? A great bill, and a bill is just an idea, right? And it has to go through the process where people participate and come up with it.
So I looked up, what kind of things AI could do, and some of the tasks are great. I mean, first of all, bills are hundreds, if not thousands of pages long. So it can compare a new version of a bill to an old version of a bill.
That's right.
What else?
That's right. It could, so what I was interested was, okay, so AI can compare, right? AI can compare. AI can categorize very well, right? AI can organize very well. What I was concerned was, can AI do more general thinking? Right? Can I come up with not a specific task, but a general task, a general goal, and say, okay, can you find a gap in the law? And it could. And I was surprised that at this point it could, because Susan, these open AI platforms have been available to the wider public less than 6 months ago.
Oh, that's crazy. So I just want to mention that machines are already sort of helping to write laws. The public radio show Marketplace did a segment on this issue, and it featured an AI brand, I guess, called LegisPro, and Congress in Washington and other legislatures, although apparently not Albany, is using LegisPro to do things like amend, draft, and track bills. But there are limitations to what AI can do in the public policy sphere. Can you talk about that?
So at this point, artificial intelligence is, it's a misnomer to call it intelligent, right? So again, it works on the facts that's presented, right? Whatever information. So it's still like if you've watched, a show from the past, it's a Dr. Spock, right? It doesn't think like a human. So again, it can analyze well, it can organize well. It doesn't predict. Or if it does predict, it will be based on certain type of models or what have you. But again, it's still very linear, right? So we're not at the point of this machine or these processes having general intelligence.
So under the umbrella of bill writing, of bill drafting, okay, writing up laws, you need to be able to foresee consequences down the road. And that's the key limitation of AI.
But the question we should ask is, how do we use these technologies?
So yeah, how
Right.
do you think we could?
Right. So I think that, and well, Susan, I'm still trying to figure it out. Right.
But we can't put our head in the sand.
We can't put our head in the sand. Right. So we need to talk about, can this help supplement and enhance what we're already doing? Can we use these processes and these technologies to do that? And if so, how? How far can we go? Right? How well can they work? So this is the first time I've used it, the first bill I've entered it. So I'm still experimenting. I don't know, we're
And
still
you're
trying
going
to
to
figure this out.
continue experimenting.
We must. We
Why?
must continue.
Why is it so critical?
Not only in my space, right? We must wrestle with these newer technologies in all fields of human endeavor, because that is what humans do.
It's not going away.
It's not going
The
away.
toothpaste is out of the tube, people.
So we have to do that. And so, so it's interesting. Check this out, Susan. You know that there's a big union fight with the actors
Yep.
in Hollywood.
Yep.
You know what one of the major issues are? AI using their likeness.
Yeah.
That's a major issue. So AI is entering every field, every industry.
So we're going to have to regulate AI somehow.
We must.
All right. So most people are very concerned about regulating AI. Is New York State entering that sphere?
So we passed a bill in both houses called the AI Robotics and Automation
You said
Task
this,
Force.
right.
Yeah, and I said that. And that they're going to help us figure out the guardrails.
Terrific.
Right. So there are a lot of things we have to worry about, but what we have to make sure that we are prepared in advance for many of these things.
We do indeed. We've been speaking with Queens Assemblyman Clyde Vinnell. He is the chair of the subcommittee on Internet and New Technology. It has been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.